Welcome back to DroidDB. In this video, we're going to show you how to create a macro and connect that macro to an event such that it will fire off when the event occurs. First, let's open up DroidDB on the desktop and open up an existing application and the person form within that application. And if you notice, there's a male-female drop-down and a pregnancy checkbox. And if the drop-down is on male, it would make sense not to have the pregnancy checkbox to be shown. And that's what you can do this with a macro. What would the macro do? Well, let's first look at some pseudocode. The pseudocode, it first checks to see whether it's a male or female. And if it's a male, we hide the checkbox. But if it's a female, we show the checkbox. To do this, we do a macro to do this. So, edit, macro events, and I'm going to call the macro check. And this is the macro editor. This drop-down is the first step, and this is a comment. And if there's any auxiliary information that's needed, it's specified down here. I'm going to quick create the macro, and then we'll explain how it looks. So here's our macro all built. The first step checks to see whether gender is female or not, and if it is, then it goes to the female step. Otherwise, it goes to the male step. In the male step, it hides the checkbox, and it returns from the macro. In the female step, shows the checkbox and returns from the macro. So the only thing left to do now is to figure out a way to get this thing to run when the drop-down is changed. Well, to do that, we'll look at the properties of the drop-down, and we look at the events button, and when it's changed, we run the check macro. And we save our form, and we're ready to try it out. Okay, here's our person form running on the handheld again. And currently it's female, so the pregnancy checkbox is available. And if we change the value to be male, then the pregnancy checkbox is not available. And if we change back, we'll see it again. There we go. And thank you for your interest in DroidDB.